Hey, you guys, we are here and ready to go. Welcome, Lady Sanchez. You early out here in these streets. Louisa and Vicky are also joining us today over there on YouTube. Hey guys, Electra Storm, welcome. Happy birthday, Electra Storm. Okay, girl, I see you. Virgo coming through. Today is also Amy Winehouse's birthday, and I promise not to get emotional because y'all know I ain't been right since Amy left this world, and I celebrate her birthday and her death day every year. And today is one of those days where I just sit with myself and I think about what the world would have been like if certain people were still in it. And I know Amy would have her EGOT by now if she was still with us, but here we are. So let's go on and get into this show though today. Other things are going on in September. Hey Sam and darling, how y'all doing today? Miss
Hey Bubbles, how you doing, ladies?
We in these streets today and tonight, honey.
I'll be honest, today's show was very dry for me.
Today's show was so blah that I could not even think of an agenda. I can't even tell you what happened besides seeing Steffi plow through Brooke like a history lesson and Hope coming in pouting about it. Girl, you know your mama's a hoe. Ask your damn sister, but she fixing to find out on her own. Liam trying to play the damn hero, and all I heard was Charlie Brown's teacher, wah, wah, wah. And Reg finally decided he gonna tell Taylor that he still got feelings. You know, our kids are right, Doc. I got the feels for you. Boy, we already know. You know, I sat here thinking today that they are treating Brooke and Reg at this point are treating him like the last American virgin. Because he ain't had sex in 9 months almost. He re-virginified. So now the clock is ticking and the race is on. Who gonna get to the ding dong first? Will it be his ever faithless wife, Brooke? Or is it gonna be the new thing was the old thing, and now the old thing is the new thing, and he gonna give it to Taylor? Who gonna get the juice from Reg first, y'all? That's what I want to know.
Brooke is gonna get the juice. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. The cannonball run for Ridge's eggplant. Goodness gracious me. Go ahead, Sam.
I think Brooke is gonna get the juice first, but the juice is not gonna be as strong and tasty as she thought it was gonna be for Ridge, and it's not gonna do the trick.
You think after Reg walks in on her hugged up on Brooke, that he gonna still give her the juice?
Yes.
Oh, girl.
Because you know why? Because she's Brooke Logan. That's the narrative, isn't it? That's her superpower.
But her superpower ain't worked this whole time, girl. She been throwing the cookie in his face. She done rubbed the cookie in his nose, all up inside his nostrils. He got cookie crumbs in his nose hairs, and he ain't took a bite. He been Jenny Craig in this shit. No, ma'am. I don't do cookies anymore. Not yours. I'm on
diet.
He here for Taylor's cake, honey. He done with Brooke's cookie.
Yeah, you know, he says that, but he was telling Thomas and Steffi that he loves Brooke and that's his wife. He's still a waffle. He's just waffling.
Yep, with the best of them. Because here's the thing: he took it after both his churn gave him the business at Forrester. He took himself off to Malibu to go specifically to talk to Taylor. He wasn't there for no other reason. Okay, that's exactly why he went there to talk to her.
He said
because he knew Thomas and Steffi was at the house.
Exactly. So he specifically went there just to talk to Taylor about their scenario. Now, that conversation tomorrow is most likely going to end the same way the last conversation they had in that house by themselves was, which is with him saying he's married to Brooke. And we already saw the part of the promo where Taylor told him, in no uncertain circumstances, look, all he gonna do all Brooke is going to do is disappoint you again. And he's going to leave from Malibu because it's Wednesday. So he's going to talk to Taylor tomorrow about that. And of course, it's all going to end with the same resounding word: I'm married. I'm married. I have, yes, Taylor, I feel blah, 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 but I'm married to Brooke. I made a commitment to Brooke. And then he going to take his raggedy ass home on on Friday and walk in on because tomorrow, while he's having this conversation in Malibu with Taylor, we're going to be cutting from Taylor telling him that he can't trust Brooke Brooke ass, to her sitting in her living room chatting it up with Dollar Bill.
And with no one else's interference.
Exactly.
Well,
And
here's
then
the thing. So this is what, okay, so did we see today how he asked Taylor? He was like, well, the kids, they seem to know us better than we know ourselves, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, yeah, that Monaco kids, blah, blah, blah. But he asked her, well, see, because, Taylor was trying to be nonchalant about it, right? And
mhm.
then he said, well, but it was more than that, right? So that's my thing, darling, because he is going to say exactly what you said he's going to say. He's going to
Mhm.
say that. But why say, well, wasn't it more than that? What is Ridge wanting here?
I know
What
the
does he
answer.
want Taylor to do? So that's where I'm at, guys. That's me. That's all I got.
I know the answer. I can know the answer.
Go for it, Sam.
So Ridge is not trying to he's not trying to do anything but go back to that mansion out of obligation, just like the broken ankle. He's going to go back because why? He is already married to Brooke. And
Mhm.
like you said just now, Miss Sanchez, Miss Lady Sanchez with the beautiful lipstick, that Ridge went in there today and told Taylor, yeah, um, we kissed in Monaco, and that set the kids off. And she did try to indeed say, well, it was just the moment. We were so ecstatic over Steffy and Finn. And he said, no, it was more than
Right.
that. And then Taylor agreed. Yeah, she tried to give him a little out. And then she
Yes.
agreed. So then she kind of led to like, so what we gonna do now? Is you about ready to
Yeah.
do this? So what?
She
But of
did that
course,
too. Yeah.
but of course, we know that he does. But tomorrow he's going to lay down his obligations. That he has feelings for two women, and one of those women he already married to.
Right.
So he
So
just
what's
gonna
the
stay
point
with
in
her.
divorcing one to be, have feelings still for two women, right?
So he's just gonna choose to stay with Brooke. That's what he's gonna
Because
say
well,
tomorrow.
isn't it just easier? I
It's
Mhm.
mean,
well,
think about it.
but
If you
yes,
think about
but
it practically,
it's practical. Why not? So, but that goes back to my initial question. So, why does he care if it meant more, if the kiss meant more in Monaco? Why does he care then? Why did he stroll his butt down to the cliff just to tell Taylor this when he could have just went to Beverly Hills and took his demon,
because that
Because
upstairs?
was the option.
Waffling nonsense.
That was the option.
Waffling nonsense.
he want to keep her on the hook because he knows she'll stay on the hook. If he give her a little look at the worm, she'll stay right there and have hope. I'm still married to Brooke, and I need to make my marriage work. Sir, it ain't been working for 35
It
years.
ain't been working, thank
And it
you.
ain't been working none this damn year.
That
At
So
the
do
listen,
very,
we
guys.
think
if
that bubble? So we think it's so Sam, are you in agreement on that? Do you think this is all to keep Taylor dangling on the hook?
No,
Is this
because there's
what
another
Ridge
option.
doing? Cause
no,
I think there's another option. Ridge
okay.
could walk to, tell Taylor that he's not going to stay with Brooke. He could tell Taylor that he's going to move back at the house with Thomas and Douglas. He
Oh,
could tell Thomas he could tell Taylor that he's going to move in with Thomas and Douglas for a little bit, to try to
okay.
clear his head because that Monaco kiss threw him for a loop. And
Yeah.
and
I don't
Taylor's
think
going
he's
to tell him basically to stop dragging his damn feet. To get
Okay.
off the hook. See, to get
gonna
off
do that
or
until
leave it down
after
the
he
pot.
sees Brooke.
Hmm?
I don't think he's gonna want to move back to Eric's until after he sees Brooke at that house with Bill.
Okay.
no,
Because
I don't think that either. Because here's the thing: It's Wednesday, so the full spoilers for next week aren't out yet. But the B&B Worldwide fan spoilers are, and the show Monday is the 19th, right? Because 16th is Friday, so Monday's the 19th,
Um,
and
what you
that's
saying? I'm
when
fine. I just said
that's
what?
that's when Brooke sets up a surprise romantic evening to remind Ridge of their true love, and Ridge makes a demand of Thomas after reiterating his love for Brooke. This is after the fiasco on Friday. So I don't know what happens when Ridge walks in the door and sees that, but I come to the conclusion not a whole lot. Not on the surface, anyway.
Well, that's interesting.
Not on it's the Friday cliffhanger, but by the wording, because here's the thing: the wording in the spoilers for next week, all it's talking about, aside from this entire mess that this is that Brooke is setting up a romantic dinner. Steffi puts the brakes on Brooke's romantic night with Ridge. So the reason Ridge doesn't show up isn't because of Ridge, it's because of Steffi.
This better not be that damn text message shit from 2007 or whenever it was when they were sending the text messages and keeping Brooke from texting Ridge. Y'all remember that? I think that was the horse wedding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They better not be fit to do this shit again with Steffi because she's too old for this.
Well, we know that they are too old for these type of extremes. I mean, Sheila should be about ready to kidnap Hayes. I don't think that that would be a little bit ridiculous at their age. Text
Yeah.
messages.
Well, keep in mind when Ridge was upset with Brooke and he was over at Steffi's, and Brooke was texting Ridge. Thomas kind of confiscated his phone, so he
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't see the text messages from Brooke. So that's not a huge logic leap that Bubbles is making. Not in 2022.
They done it before. They just did it recently.
Yeah. So
If
I
you
don't.
I think what Trish babies have been doing is as far as they're gonna go. Like Steffi doing what she's gonna do this coming week. I think that's it. I don't think it's gonna be like
I
this
hope so.
great big old interference from the kids for them to get back together, and it's gonna be this whole cloud over them being together, and oh, it's just a matter of time before it gets. I don't think that crap's gonna happen. My opinion.
I hope not.
Yeah,
First of all,
yeah,
one.
Because
because
that
just
would be
like
a reversal of
people
what's
tired of
been
that
playing
shit
out so
too.
far. That would be, but this is exactly what Bale does. That's what his twists are. He basically retcons everything in the story.
mm-hmm.
That's the brain. That's the gaslighting.
Steffi gonna be the one using Douglas's voice app to trick Ridge like the last.
It's a possibility, Bubbles. I like it too.
I would
That
have.
would be so ridiculous at this age,
And she
especially
gonna
since
Hmm.
we
be just
just
staying
seen
at
it.
the house ready to dick her down, and she out here playing games on the phone. I don't like it.
Not only that, but it's the main problem I've had from this from day freaking one. Aside from with Ridge being such a waffle, all it does is relieve Ridge of the responsibility of actually making a choice
A
for his
choice.
damn self.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's all back to the, oh well, the kids did this and such did.
Right.
Is it that difficult, Ridge? Is it that hard to just let Ridge pick one, go left, go right, but pick one direction and go in it and stay in it for a minute? They
No.
you need the excuse, you need the mitigating circumstances of
Right.
I
his
think it's
kids
hard for
being
him.
mixed up in it
I
to to
think it's
to
hard
to,
for him
The
to make it more
linchpin.
palatable.
because he keeps using Brooke, so he feels responsible. He has been using Brooke. He been using Brooke as this great big ass pillow, this big comfort pillow, and that's why she's like every time they break up or whatever, she's always doing stuff to get attention. Like AKA you developing alcoholism problems and doing this, sleeping with anybody, everybody, just to get attention. It's just kind of like she toxic in a way where it's like she have him thinking like, if you leave me in a bad space and I don't got nobody on the backup that I want, I might as well do something to myself. It's kind
Yep.
of it's toxic in a way
Well,
and it's disgusting.
Well,
What I'm saying?
she
Of
made
course,
him
by now
feel
he
like that
feels like
too,
he.
Can for the New Year's Eve. I mean, she made Ridge feel bad, so terrible for
Yeah,
leaving her to go take care of business for his job for New Year's Eve, and that's the only reason why she ended up in Deacon arms. If he would have
You
taken
weren't
her or
here,
stayed
Ridge. You weren't
home,
here.
always a manipulation with it. And that's the disgusting part. It's way beyond the sex. You know what I'm saying? It's toxic in a whole lot of other ways.
yeah.
Oh,
But
But that's
definitely.
what, and that's Bridge though.
listen though, Rich told Brooke that she could go on that trip with him.
She
Yes,
did.
yes, yes,
She
he
And she
did.
stayed
did.
home.
Didn't she tell him? Didn't he
Yes,
tell her she could go? And
yes,
she said, "No, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna stay here. I need to go with you."
yeah,
Bubbles, he begged her to go. He told she first her first excuse was she didn't have nothing to wear. He like,
yeah.
are you kidding me? You're mad to the hair
Girl,
designer.
you working
That's
for
the
us to
asshole.
you
You
working
got
for us
You
to
go
creation.
and
Go ahead.
anyone and pick one of those dresses back there in the design room. I can make you
right.
a dress real fast, And
He
then
is in that building.
she went to another excuse. Well, Hope is gonna come over, and I promised I would be here for the children. Girl, jump on this jet and go off to the cross country with your husband. Like, what? Are you serious right now? But at the
Mm-hmm.
end
He
of the
was.
day, Bubbles, at the end of the day, and he did offer, he wanted her to come. At the end of the day, it was Ridge, the words that came out of Ridge's mouth and how she made him feel, it was her fault. She left him there vulnerable because if she wouldn't have left him, she wouldn't have fell on Deacon lips. And isn't that
If
how it
he
always
hadn't,
happened with Brooke?
it is always that same story. If you hadn't have left me to go back to Taylor, if you hadn't have left me, I wouldn't have developed feelings for Deacon and had this whole baby with him and declared my love for him. I wouldn't have never done none of that shit. Yeah, it's
And don't forget
everything.
how home when your mama died. I never would have slept with my sister's husband.
You know what I mean? I would have never mistaken Bill for you.
Bridge are the least Bridge is the least proactive ship in the universe. Nothing can never be because of them. It's always
Yes,
extenuating circumstances
yes,
on both
fact.
sides. Because
Mhm.
now Ridge is gonna go into his house, and here's the thing: he gonna do you know what Ridge is gonna do? He
Hmm.
gonna do the same stupid shit he did after while he was in Monaco. When he was
Uh-oh.
in Monaco and he saw that picture that Hope posted on social media, which actually had very little to do with Brooke herself, because that was really a case of wrong time, wrong place. He came back, and when she mentioned it, because she was concerned that he would be upset about it, what did he do? Totally played it off.
Yeah,
Even
because
when
it didn't mean shit to him. They ain't playing nothing
no,
off.
no,
It
no,
really
no, no,
didn't
no,
mean
no.
nothing to
But
him.
can't. Yes, it did. Because he
No,
went
you
all
talking
the
about
way
when
to
he went and confronted Deacon?
yes, he went to
That
El
was that
Giardino and made a whole scene behind what did not matter.
no. That whole display with him and Deacon. He just loved playing pencil hockey, whatever you want to call. He want to do a dick sword type of fight with Deacon. That's it. That's all. It ain't got nothing to do with Brooke. Yeah, after
No,
that
it
breakup,
does
when
have to
she
do
sitting
something.
in his hold on,
It
she was sitting in his chair. Deacon
mhm.
sitting right next to her, and Hope was in the foreground. She, hey y'all, we here. What do you mean Brooke didn't have no say in it? She couldn't have told her. Don't post that. Don't do none of that. But I mean, okay, she taking a picture. She thinking that she just taking a picture for her own thing. But hey, when you raise a passive aggressive daughter like her, what do you expect?
Mhm.
Mom, I
But
never
that
would have posted that picture if I had for 1 second thought it would cause problems with you and Reg. I'm so sorry. She
oh girl,
does
please.
this all the time. She
That girl
even
full of shit.
yesterday she told Brooke, she ain't trying to stir up no trouble with Thomas and the custody hearing because she don't want to stir up no trouble with her and Reg. And Brooke told her, "Oh, honey, my marriage should be the last thing on your mind. Your daughter been trying to ruin your marriage since she got back in town, honey. I don't think Brooke, Hope even like her mom."
Not really. Not
But
really.
look, but darling, I want to say this. So that whole the Olive Garden scene, that whole scene with
Hmm.
Ridge, this is what I took from it. First of all, it came out of left field. It was a total slap in the face. It's like, where you going with this? Because the scene right before that, the day before, he was all up in Taylor's white dress and smelling all up on her perfume. He was falling.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was falling helplessly behind her in Erica. That was the first Forrester dinner, right? So
Yep.
we got all of that Tridge, we got all of that Forrester action, we got all of these. Y'all want me to come back and be the man of the house? You want me to come back and be the patriot, the Forrester patriarch? I'll do that. We got all of that, blah, 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 this, that, and the other, which was nice. I mean, I was eating it up. And then the next day, he ends up in Georgino defending Brooke and charging Deacon behind this raggedy kiss that he not once even cared about because his head been in on Taylor's lips since Monaco. So I got two things from that. Either it was deliberate because that's what Belle does, so
Hmm.
no shock value there,
Hmm.
or either it's like that thing with Liam. You remember what he was doing with Steffi and Hope? Like he was like he the rooster, and
Yep.
those are his hands, and he
Yep.
was going checking Deacon because Deacon crossed the line. He in the gate fishing with his hands, and I'm like, what the heck?
Hmm. Because here's
That,
the thing: if they
that's how
let,
I took it.
if there was ever if there was any man who was on the scene right now who was
Yeah,
interested in Taylor, Ridge would be talking stupid to that man.
he would be doing the
even
same thing
even though he even
exactly.
though he's even though he's a whole married man, and not just that he's married and he has no intention on doing anything in the near future to not be a married man. Okay, that's the thing about
Mm.
Ridge. Ridge and Brooke are the least proactive ship I've ever seen. Ridge
Oh,
will not make
girl.
any choices or any
Mm,
moves to end his marriage to Brooke that I can see. I like how he should like that whole mess with the divorce papers we had the year before last.
mhm,
I do
mhm,
not see Ridge popping up no time soon,
mm,
nowhere, with no divorce papers for that he had Carter draw up saying that him and Brooke need to be done. He's not. That's not happening. What he's doing is he has a schedule. Ridge has a schedule in his head. Like Monday is Brooks, the day that he says that he really really loves Brooke, and then Tuesday he's off at the Cliff House flirting with Taylor, talking about how deep their feelings are. Then
mm,
Wednesday, he's back at Brooks' house about talking about their marriage and such a child and and giving, scurrilous looks to whoever the hell and pissed him off now, and so on and so forth. He will literally bounce his ass back and forth, not
mm.
on a day-to-day basis while he's still living with Brooke now. And just call that even Stevens and call it normal. So no, I don't expect much to come of this thing with him walking in on her and Bill in some kind of what we already know is going to be some kind of platonic embrace.
He's gonna be innocent, but they're gonna make Rich act a whole
Ass.
mule because we know how he's gonna act. He's gonna act a whole ass,
Yeah.
But it,
and it's probably just gonna be his reason to go running over there with Taylor. I don't
that's
want a
exactly it.
Tridge sex scene or a Tridge anything based off of that. That's a disgraceful
Oh
way
no.
to start Tridge. It's a disgraceful way to end Bridge. If you're gonna break them up, let it be
Excuse
on
me.
the merit that I don't want you no more because I'm done with you and I love Taylor. Now, as I said last night, if we're gonna get a sex scene with Trish, I don't want it to be on Ridge's terms. I just want Taylor to, fuck the dog shit out of him and send him home. I don't want this waffling fool to take advantage of Taylor like that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want her sitting up here waiting in tango, just waiting for Ridge to decide what he gonna do, but then get her on the marriage because he mad because he seen his wife in Bill's arm. That is trash, darling, and I don't want it.
Well,
Well,
that's
I
what
don't.
happened with Lo. I mean, Belle seems to like his fairy tales like that.
That's sickening. I don't want it,
Mm-hmm.
Pam. And you right. That's exactly how it happened. That's what I see happening. It's loping and steam all over again, Sam. That's trash. I don't want it.
That's why I'll be back here side eyeing the whole thing, going, "What the hell y'all doing now?" Because that's what I
It
mean.
could have been.
It's fine if Ridge comes to a point where he can say honestly, "Look, I want to be with X, or I want to be with Y." That would be one thing. But the problem is, Ridge ain't nowhere near saying none of those things. He's not coming to
Nothing.
any of those
But you
conclusions.
know what? I can say this about what you just said, Lady Sanchez. He would
Yeah.
have done
What's
that.
up?
He would have done that already. He had two or three opportunities to pull that card already, and the card was not pulled. Every time that it was tried, it was written where Taylor halted him directly and firmly, like, "Nah, bruh, it's okay. We cool. You still married." You know what I'm saying? So if he wanted to pull that card, he could have done that while he was staying at Steffi house. He could have pulled that card a long time ago, just before he went back to the house. You know what I mean? I don't think he's gonna wait all this time and then try to pull that card now. I think he's putting it out there to show us, and a lot of us are not picking up the signs that the old story, the old way, is not what he's going to do, because he hasn't been doing it, in my opinion.
Mhm.
I want to believe
Yeah,
that,
he
Can
out.
Can. I want to believe that, and I had been holding out, but I'm getting a different kind of writing. I feel like he switched it. He switched it up on us. I mean, like the last 3 weeks, I felt like I've been getting it, Can Can. I felt like this was a new Tridge.
Mm-hmm.
I was prepared for a long, slow burn if we were going to get Tridge. I knew once Taylor came back on the scene, the new Taylor, they just wasn't going to throw Ridge at her. And then there was going to be one big, happily ever after moment, because he's been wrapped up with Brooke for the last 20, 25 years. That got to play out. I'm looking at it like this. I'm enjoying my little Tridge scenes, but this bridge stuff got to play out. But I feel like what they're getting ready to do is have Bridge, probably he's going to open the door. He's going to see this innocent exchange with Brill. And he's probably going to he probably going to say something smart, turn around and walk right out the door, mad, and go
Mhm.
dive right in Taylor's arms
He's
and
been
have some
very
revenge
indifferent.
sex with her.
I haven't seen him mad. He's been very indifferent. And I'm gonna say, like I have been saying from the beginning, with the inclusion of Finn, it shows that he's going a different route with these storylines. I've been
Plus,
saying it from
based
the
on the
beginning.
spoilers, if he's going to be defending Brooke to Thomas in the next couple of days, he's not going to run
Thank
directly to
you.
Taylor. He's still going to go to Eric's house.
But
He's
okay,
not going to Taylor, that's right. And he's going to defend Brooke to Thomas. And he's going to demand, so they say he's going to demand something from Thomas. And it better not have nothing to do with my Tay Tot, because my
No,
grand
no.
tot, y'all,
I
because
don't think so, because that's like,
girl,
because part of the problem is that the part problem is the Logans involved in this story are conflating the issue with Douglas with the issue with Ridge, and those are two separate issues.
yes.
But they don't really see it that way. They feel like it's all part of the, I guess, the same agenda or whatever, even though it's really not.
It's not. There's two different things. That's right.
So no, I don't know what he's gonna ask, but I think what he probably will ask is he probably will ask what I probably would have asked, and then by this point he's probably gonna ask his kids to lay off. That's probably what it is. Because let's be real, not for nothing.
Oh, I
He
never thought of
Yeah,
that.
I mean, because
Oh,
let's
oh,
let's take the last two. Let's take the last 2 days. The last 2 days have been every scene Rich has been a barrage of his children telling him to go back to their mother.
Yeah,
That's what the last two scenes. That's what the last 2 days worth of scenes have been. So I
yeah.
would I would guess what he's probably going to tell them is to lay off, back up,
Okay.
ease back. That would be my guess. At least as far as Thomas is concerned, because he was getting it from Thomas, and then he got it from Steffi.
You know what? That's some food for thought. You might be right. What you say about it, Sam? I want to hear Sam and what Bubbles got to say. Cause Can I know what Can saying it. Can I'm gonna need you to pull me back because I'm losing trees. Like I feel like I feel like I'm on the verge of giving up. So I know how you feel, but Sam, I really want to know what you and Bubbles got to say. Or do y'all agree with Darling?
I think Rhea just gonna tell Thomas to stop uh dragging his wife.
Okay.
He's gonna tell him because Steffi and Thomas was straight out, literally. I mean, they was counting bodies today. I
They
mean,
sure was.
It was.
um, they was counting
They
bodies
were.
today. So I think that Red just basically just pretty much like Darlene saying, gonna tell him to chill. It's too much,
Okay.
especially after they start throwing in his face what he did with what he done seen with Bill, unless she keep that a secret.
I think
Ooh.
he may not. I don't think he gonna cop to that because, well, here's the thing. Bill is going to tell. We don't know how Ridge reacts, but I think the Wednesday spoiler is Bill telling Liam and Wyatt. It says Bill recounts to a stunned Liam and Wyatt Ridge's reaction.
Okay, so
So
he could tell them clowns.
so yeah, he gonna
Okay.
tell them clowns whatever the hell happens on Friday,
Oh,
and I guess Monday, whatever the hell happens, he's gonna tell them about it on Wednesday.
Listen,
yes, ma'am.
listen, y'all. That Reg out here protecting his little Peterbird virginity right now. He's protecting his Peterbird virginity, and I don't know. I'm kind of maybe I can kind of see where Sam is coming from, where she feels like Ridge is going to go ahead and sleep with Brooke before they all end up in Aspen. But
Mm.
I don't, I don't know. I don't think so. I think he probably gonna blow up at Thomas because Thomas is going to be right, like he always is. You just came home and found your wife with her ex husband. And now you mad at me because I'm just telling you that you would never walk in on my mama like that. I mean, you the one picked wrong. So I mean, be mad at your damn self. I think
I
Mm-hmm.
know, right?
Ridge is gonna eventually move back to the big house because when else is Brooke gonna have time to put it down on Liam? Bill
Yeah.
over there and tell Wyatt and Liam.
Hmm.
The dressmaker walked in on me telling Brooke one more time that I never stopped loving her, even though I'm trying to slide up in Finn's mama's DMs right now. You know, I still had to let Brooke know I'm
Yeah.
gonna always
I
be a
gotta keep my options. I gotta keep my options hanging. You know.
I need her to know that this stallion gonna always be on the carousel waiting for her. That's what I want Brooke to know. But
I
I'm
disagree.
gonna
So
send you
this
like on some lead. I'm gonna try to get me some lead.
So I
so this
disagree.
thing
So
that he's supposed to be telling Thomas the man, darling, that you said he's supposed to demand something with Thomas.
Yes.
Mm.
So
Yes.
what if
Yes.
it's Thomas
Can.
finds
Thomas is
out
gonna.
about that? What if it's Thomas who finds out about Bill and Brooke
Well,
and
no, we
he
saw
tells
it.
Thomas?
No, no, no. I mean, well, Ridge walks in on him himself on Friday.
No, I'm talking to, I'm that's what I'm getting at. What if it's Thomas who finds out about it and Steffi and Taylor don't know? So the thing that he asks Thomas is not to tell his mom and his sister what he found out about Brooke and Bill.
It could be that, but I'm really leaning on he's probably just gonna tell Thomas to back off because him and like Sam say they was counting bodies today. They was.
That wouldn't be in the
They
spoiler.
was on Brooke
That
ass.
wouldn't even be in the, I don't think they would put that in a spoiler because that's something that he's been trying to do forever and has been unsuccessful at it. I think it's something of meaning. Like it's a reason why he would tell his son, something that or demand something of him.
It's probably that. I don't. I mean, because this is Belle. Come on, this is Belle. It's probably gonna be something that mediocre. Because
Hmm.
I was thinking it was the Tay Tide, but I'm really on my grand tide. But I'm really
No,
leaning
I
on.
Because one thing I approved of in the last 2 days was Ridge saying he didn't really give a shit what Brooke thought about the new arrangement as far as Douglas. So
Okay.
I don't see
I like
that was the one out of all the silly shit that came out of Ridge mouth in the last few days. That's one of the few things he got exactly right. So he really
Okay.
ain't checking for Brooke's opinion on that topic at
Okay.
all.
So I don't have to worry
And
about,
that is
because
one
that's really
reason.
my main concern, guys. Like whatever, however this Trish Bridge business goes, whatever. My main concern is my grandchild coming home.
So
That's
and
listen,
like
before.
Kayla well being too, because I
that's
don't think she's
it.
gonna lose out on this. I don't think she's losing on this time.
So listen, guys.
What you,
I want to
uh-huh.
take a
Oh, now,
detour for a second. What y'all touched on just a minute ago.
mm,
Little backup about Bill and Lee. So
mm,
when Bill goes to when Bill and Brooke is caught in this, absolutely, we already know it's going to be an innocent embrace.
Yeah.
I believe Brooke and Bill are going to have a conversation about Bill's personal life, and
they
Bill is
do.
probably going to tell Brooke that things may be looking up in that direction, although Katie has basically closed the door on him, that there may be a window opening somewhere else. So I believe that this is also going to be a point at which a door is being closed to Brooke as far as a man goes. This is going to be a closing of a door of Bill at this
Mm-hmm.
moment to Brooke. That's going to add fuel to Brooke's fire. Also, that's going to be in the subcontext. Deacon right now is under Sheila's spell,
Yeah.
Yeah, he
and
completely off the menu.
she can't even come within distance enough to smell his cologne,
Right.
or she will completely lose Ridge. So we got Ridge, Eric, Brooke. I'm sorry, Ridge, Eric, Bill, Deacon, and we know the other true loves is gone and off the scene. So
Yeah.
Ridge is wobbly. Deacon is completely out of the question. Bill is going to close the door, and Eric is dating her sister. So this is also going to be a point at which, after she get caught with Bill, there won't be a man for her to turn to,
But
except for
Brittany,
except for Bubbles' favorite.
And but I agree. In Bubbles, I think Bubbles is 100% on the money about something. We may not know the circumstances that are going to lead to Ridge going back to the Forrester mansion, but he is, because Liam and Brooke can't happen with Ridge on the property.
that's right.
So
And there's
Bubbles.
no other man. See,
Bubbles.
Bill usually is the one storming through the door, saying the dressmaker's an idiot. I take you, Brooke, right now. I throw Katie off a damn building for you.
But it's been Liam. Bubbles. You
That's
have
what Bubbles
spoke
can
name
we
of the
upon
show
talk?
your
today, wasn't it,
brim.
Liam?
And
That
can we
was the
talk
name of the
about
show today.
yes? And can we talk about them fools in the cabin today? Because the same page, Liam. Oh, y'all gonna be on more than the same page. Pretty soon, y'all gonna
So
be on the
yeah.
same flow.
So wait a minute. This is what I got out of that, because I had to send a whole tweet out of that. Hope didn't pick up on that when Liam told her, "Yeah, me and Brooke has been on the same page, pretty much lately about what goes on, pertaining to, I guess, her life or Douglas or however he said it." But Hope didn't pick up on that.
She has no
Hope
self
not picking up on
preservation.
the fact that Liam is taking up space on Brooke couch, like he was taking up space over there on Steffi's couch before Finn came in the
And
picture,
that's
baby.
exactly it.
Is she
That's
not peeping that
exactly it.
game?
The
He said that, darling. He told, the words came out of his mouth, darling. He said, "I am Team Brooke.
and
We
wait, and
are."
here and wait, and Sanchez, here's the funny part. The funny part about all that is Hope is so out to lunch
Oh,
about not reminding herself of who her mother is
and
and
who
what
her
her mother's
husband is.
yes, and
Oh,
who her husband is. You're right, because she has had. Here's the thing: she has witnessed Brooks' bullshit for years. She has lived through Liam's constant BS for years. So by this point, of all the two people in the world, for her to understand what kind of BS they're on, is those two she should understand. So what did Hope do today? Hope charged out of the cabin to go to Forrester to confront Steffi about interfering in her mother's marriage. Honey, this is a comedy that writes itself because while you're flying out of the door to go 10 toes down for your mom against Steffi, who could clean your clock in 5 minutes,
Thank
you're
you.
ignoring all the signs that your mother and your husband are drawing just a little bit too close to each other. All while you go and fight for her marriage, you about to sabotage your own.
She what? She wait a minute. Wait a minute. Darling.
You
Girl,
know what would be
Fighting for her
wonderful?
mama marriage. She oh
while she's
no,
fighting,
darling.
because here's the thing, next week is full of nothing but Hope going to the mat for her mom. Tomorrow it's gonna be her and Steffi fighting over Taylor, Ridge, Brook, and this
Girl.
Douglas mess.
The
And then
chihuahua
next,
going into the fight with a pit
exactly.
bull,
Wait,
girl.
and then next week, after the whole debacle about Brooks' dinner at the Olive Garden going
Yeah,
tits up on Thursday, Hope puts Thomas on blast for helping Steffi ruin Brooks' plans with Ridge.
I
This
saw
heifer gonna
that.
spend the next week running around LA defending her mother's marriage. Probably right before the events start to take shape where her mother ruins hers.
And
Tell
Hers.
me
this is
that's
what I
not a
want.
damn
And
comedy.
this is what.
Listen,
And this is.
y'all.
This would be a good way to set it up. Today, the conversation ended with Hope telling Steffi it was time to stop bashing her mother. Hopefully, Steffi can get back in her face and remind Hope who her mother is. That she
Oh
does
yes.
sleep with sons,
Oh
fathers.
yes.
That's how Hope came to be.
Oh,
Because
Now,
here's
if
the
put
thing.
Hope
something on
don't get
whole
a damn
mind,
clue,
Sam. So why you sitting up here accusing me of bashing your mother? You best remember who she is before it won't be too long. She could be running off with your husband because it ain't like she ain't done it before. She did it
Because
to
exactly,
Bridget.
uh-huh.
And how you
There
think
is
you
a
here,
Can we
reason.
ma'am?
clarify? Can we clarify the error in the dialogue today too? Also, that
Which
Steffi didn't
one?
bash. Right, Steffi did not bash Brooke because she was stating facts. Bashing and smearing is you lying, honey. Honey, she did not do neither nor. So, and we can we also get into the fact where she sat up there and she lied about Taylor brushing up all on Ridge like she wasn't
Oh
getting
yes.
an eye
She put
full of candy,
it's
looking at him
just
smother her up.
Bubbles. But
that's
Bubbles,
hilarious.
Bubbles, I'm gonna get to that. I just wanted to throw one thing in on the end of that. There is a specific reason that they have it being worked into multiple people's dialogue about Brooks' infidelity history.
That's
Correct.
something
There
to
is a
look at.
reason
Correct.
Yeah,
for that. And it's
yeah.
not because she's going to be hugging Bill on Friday. There
No,
is a reason
baby.
that all of a sudden Thomas, Taylor, and Steffi all have commented to Ridge's face that, Brooke got a history with cheating on people. Brooke got a history with cheating on people. Because here's the thing, it's not relevant to the Deacon mess because that's already been explained. We already know why New Year's Eve went down the way it went. It didn't go down that way because Brooke was trying to cheat on her husband. That much is clear. But there is a reason that the entire Tridge family has had it worked into their dialogue that Brooke got a habit of cheating on her men.
Yeah,
And, and
because it's gonna happen again with Liam. That's why they setting it up
it,
like that.
mhm,
That's
mhm.
exactly what. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to discuss as well.
You did,
Liam.
you opened that. Thank you, because you know what, Sam, I wasn't even thinking of it like that. But what you just said, yes, ma'am, you hit the nail on. You opened it up for me, so I want to see how that finish off tomorrow. But it can to address what you said
Mhm.
about what Hope said. I just found it funny that Hope had the nerve to get upset of what Taylor was supposedly doing with Ridge. You know
Yes,
why I found that
ma'am.
so funny? Because you see, Thomas, Steffi, and Phoebe watched her mother do that shit relentlessly with their daddy, all for their mother's entire marriage. So that's all I have to say about that. So
That well,
that was laughable. That was
it
completely
was.
laughable. She could have kept that to herself.
It was
Goodbye,
high.
Hope.
It was high comedy because here's the thing. First of all, I'm sitting over here like, honey, were you in the same room that the rest of us was in? Because she basically was like, Taylor was practically in his lap. Wait, you
Yeah,
mean the Yeah, I was like, bro,
And
I was
Grace
like,
in his
Papa,
lap when they
I was
thought
like,
Taylor died.
yeah, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm up here like, Hope, you just like your mama. Your mama sat up here and said the Monaco kiss that she forgave Ridge for, but she still blames Taylor for it. Hope, remember I said it a long time ago. Hope spent 10 years not being able to accept the fact that Liam had real feelings for Steffi. There was always an excuse. She's the same way as her mother because in her head, Ridge has no part in all this. Ridge is just some poor beleaguered victim who Taylor's cozying up to, and never mind him having his hands everywhere and all in her space, all on the small of her back, offering her rides to a clip house when Steffi's standing right there about to drive to the same place saying, I'll give you a ride. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, but Taylor's the one. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
He sure was trying to give Taylor a ride, boo boo, and I was like, yeah,
And we
you
all know
know
what
what
kind
Ridge
of damn
wanted.
ride was on his mind. And
He
it sure
wanted
wasn't one in a
that
BMW.
But see,
Shit.
I am more interested in the nature of how they're gonna go about explaining the reason why Brim takes off because we see all these precursors and we see all the happenings of it,
It's gonna
coming
be
to
an
be.
accident,
But
Can Cam. You can Cam. It's gonna be an accident. You
yeah,
know,
Yeah.
Brooke
yeah, I
fell
know Liam.
intentionally. It was a trip and fall. He was laying there on the floor. I came to the cabin to tell Hope something. And Liam was
I
laying
know,
there on
right?
the
I said
floor,
I made
and
a
I
tweet about
tripped and fell
it.
on top of it.
I
Wait,
know I
wait,
made
wait.
a tweet and
Liam
I
was in there
said that
drinking.
Liam is gonna
He was
he gonna trip over Acorn and he gonna land all the way up into Brooke's bedroom and she gonna fall on his little Peter. I don't know. I get it. I think I'm look. Maybe I'm optimistic and maybe I'm looking and
You
digging out of some
asking for
straws
too
that
much.
ain't
This
there.
is Brooke
But
Logan, Can. You
you know what?
are.
I'm just saying. I want it to be something else. Like it could be something foolish, but I want it to be something else because y'all got to remember the entire reason that Ridge so-called quote unquote left his family, aka Taylor, was because of a note that she wrote years prior but never received because of his mother. So I want it to
His
be on.
mama and her daddy. His mama and her daddy. That's
Yes. Let's not forget. Yes, exactly. Let's not forget about Pops Hamilton. But I'm just saying, I needed to be on that same ground too because it can serve our purpose of how foolish it was. Then they need to understand that. Like this is how fickle that he been with her. Like this whole entire time since 2000, what 2013, 14. So I need to be justified. I need
Well,
to be
Liam's
served.
reason, we know what Liam reason gonna be, Can.
Thomas.
Liam, he's gonna
Gonna be
be like,
Thomas.
Hope is pushing me away. I've told her many times, I begged her to stay away from Thomas because him and Brooke are gonna be talking about this because you see, we already know the Darlington told us the spoiler coming up where he's gonna be talking to his two idiot sons and he's gonna be telling them about the embrace. So it's gonna be on Liam mind.
Yeah,
So
and
he
what
gonna have
that
to go over there and talk to his mother-in-law, Can. See,
and then he's sitting up
meanwhile,
there
while
and
she's crying on his shoulder about Rich moving out of the house and going back to the man, making himself available for Taylor. Liam is gonna be like, I've been trying to talk to your idiot daughter who been out for lunch for the last 5 years and telling her that Thomas is back to his old tricks and she won't stay over there and she's always invited and I don't get the invites. How many times have Liam said that? Didn't he say that again today?
Yes, he did with his pitiful salty ass.
No.
I about threw up. I was like, oh, bitch, shut up.
And that's exactly what he sounded like too, saying that again. That's exactly what he sounded like, darling. That is
you
exactly
know
what it
what?
sounded like.
The invites, but ain't nobody bothered about you not
And
inviting your
then
daughter over to your shack.
And
man,
he didn't need an
pull your skirt
invitation.
off and throw your grown man pants on.
And
I mean, that was so just
he
no.
didn't
you
need
But
guys.
the
You
invitation
guys.
when he walked up those stairs to go and get
yes,
Douglas.
ma'am, Bubbles, we hear you.
You guys, when he was sitting there telling Hope how he wanted to go and bring Douglas home,
Douglas.
and then the way he pouted about it like a child, I wanted to be the hero.
Hero.
We had last night, and I was like, yeah, this fool was trying to impress Hope with these hero stunts. But you
Mm-hmm.
came home with nothing more than your dick in your hand, and that ain't even for your wife. So,
And did
Ooh.
y'all notice how she pouted? Did y'all see?
like
And this is
children.
Yes.
like a
Yeah, he was
child.
gonna lay on the floor and kick and scream.
She literally cowered like, I wish you wouldn't have done that. I
Yeah,
mean, it was
But she's too
like
chicken
so,
shit to say
but
it.
this is the child that wants to run up on Steffi
yeah,
about defending a slut.
yes.
This is ridiculous. I mean,
It
Yeah,
is.
she can't even make a move without Liam and Brooke reinforcing her decisions and reinforcing that this is the direction she should go, propping her up and straightening out her back. It's ridiculous that she
yeah.
keeps running up on Steffi. I need for Steffi to check her
Oh, she
tomorrow
is. Oh, she
because
is.
Steffi and Thomas and Ridge control the majority of Forrester Creations, and she needs to put some respect on the CEO's office.
Thank
I'm
you.
very
Yeah.
tired of it.
Yeah, her
Girl, you see
bargaining
how
and
she
slamming that
slammed that
door
door
bother
today?
me.
Did you how she slammed that door today, Sam? Can you talk about
Yes,
that?
she did.
Right, right. And the way she talking to the CEO to stockholders. You are Brooke and Deacon's bastard. You see what we think
You an
about this,
employee,
and
honey.
you see
She
what
Sorry,
we
an
but not
think
sorry.
about
employee.
me.
You an employee. That's it.
I mean, who are you? And then you got the nerve to always talk about Forrester versus the Logans. The Logan name ain't shit. There
Nope,
is
and
no
apparently the Steffy
competition
don't
there.
either.
There's no competition there. And you have benefited and reaped all of your damn life from the Forrester privilege. So again, put some respect on it.
Now,
You
see,
know, it bothers me
Steffi
that
is
it
gonna check her, but not like that, unfortunately. Go
I
ahead,
it
know
Steffi.
we
bothers
can't
me that
get
they
that.
feel like they have
Dang.
some type of I don't know, from some type of inheritance to this company. Like
Yeah,
seriously, it really bothers me because a has nobody really worked for what they got except for partly Brooke. You know what I'm saying? She did
Mhm.
in
girl,
the
that was
old,
30
in
years
the earlier
ago.
days.
Yeah,
Yes, years ago. But and Katie was handed her role, but she did kind of do a little bit, but it wasn't nothing for the company per se. It was only
she said,
self.
yeah,
It was some self-righteous shit. And now Hope ain't done a damn thing. Any and everything that she has been afforded has been given. So my thing
exactly.
is, how come this woman child does not take a role in Spencer Publications? Because what are they
That's her
designing?
rightful
She
place.
she does not design anything. She cut and paste every damn thing that she put on that damn line, and whatever she can't cut and paste, she blowing Thomas' ear to help her relevant, make her line relevant. So my thing is, instead of her faking a funk, why didn't she go and write a pretty little column at her husband's company? Because after
Exactly.
all,
She's
she
a
is a
Spencer
Spencer now.
now, can.
Exactly.
And she need, and for one, you got Beth over there. You need to be over there holding it down and making sure she needs to be making sure her daughter's future is secure over there at Spencer. Why
Yeah.
is Hope at Forrester? She have no business there.
Because Brooke has raised her to believe that that is where she belongs. Don't y'all remember? Don't y'all remember
So
the most?
I don't,
Don't y'all remember the most audacious thing of all the things that ever came out of Hope's mouth inside the walls of Forrester? Don't y'all remember after Steffi and Liam got married and she was upset about it? She told Steffi she needed to go work somewhere else
Yep,
because
she
she
sure
couldn't
did.
stand seeing her around now. That is how big her audacity is. That she thinks somebody who last name is on the side of the building got to leave because she's unhappy. That is the level of entitlement she has been raised with in regards to that business.
And
It's
then when
time for
Steffi
her to
turned back
go.
around and asked her to do the same shit in 2018, she turned her nose up and went crying to Liam, and her mama threw a big old bitch fit about it at the table.
Exactly.
Well, why we can't? Well, why we can't get the owner and CEO of that company to wear those same draws as they've allowed Hope to do where, and check, as you said, darling, the ones who names on the side of that building, how dare Hope came in and asked Steffi to leave her family's company because she couldn't deal with the fact her and Liam was married, or she couldn't see them
Exactly.
together.
I
So
never. I could.
why
I was
can't
like,
Steffi
I'm
why
still
can't
shocked.
Steffi have the mic?
But I don't know. I have no idea because I'm still even all this was years ago. Kim Matula was still Hope when this happened, and
Yeah,
I
I remember
still
that.
all this time ago, all this time later, my mouth still hanging open at the audacity of that
But
request to even
but
Well,
you
for
Hope
her
know
lips to form it.
but
Hope
you know
also
the
told
entire
Steffi.
fact that Steffi did do that for her speaks volumes. She did not come back to work after that encounter. She played it
No,
off as
mm-mm.
being them planning for their wedding. So they planned for the wedding, had the honeymoon. You know what I'm saying? And then came
Mhm.
back and lost the baby.
Exactly, and this is the part that and not to move off topic, but I'm going to be we have to cover the topic of Logan hypocrisy after today because that bothered me. But beyond anything, is that you had Hope and Brooke up here seething about yesterday and today seething about people interfering in relationships, and I'm sitting over here going, I know you fucking lying. You got to be lying,
Yeah,
especially for.
they
I'm like interfering. We want to talk about interference. It
yeah.
was, but my thing is this: is that the Logans have a very specific playbook. Okay, and we saw it in motion, not just in 2018, but all the way from 2018 up to this year. And the playbook was in motion, and it was played with both Steffi and Quinn. All Logan is going to do, if that she wants your man, she's going to look for a reason to invalidate your marriage. Usually
Yeah,
say maybe there's some infidelity or something. Because to
yeah.
her, that's an excuse to make that makes the field open. Even if the man in question has forgiven the woman for the infidelity, doesn't matter. You've committed a sin now, so now your man is free range game. It's prime time, and they treat it like that, and they just
Yeah.
go after what they want with a hammer until they manage to chisel that man off from his marriage and from his relationship, and then walk away with the spoils. So
From
my
Gonna
his
thing is
kids
Logan.
too.
this.
From his kids too. That's because they do it for a sport.
Right. So I'm sitting up here going, okay, you know what? I don't like this version of Tridge as much as I wish I would, because I enjoy the chemistry, but Ridge gets on my nerves. I think Taylor deserves better. Y'all know that. But here, and I may not like this constant thing of Steffi and Thomas trying to get their parents back together. But I'll tell you what I don't have a problem with. I don't have a problem with Thomas and Steffi treating Brooke the exact same way that Brooke and Hope have treated the other women in their
Thank
in their
The
you.
lives.
intercession.
Thank
Okay,
It's
you.
I
Electra
have no.
Storm's birthday, guys. It's
Oh, it
Electra
is.
Storm's birthday today. Remember? Our 2 a.m.
Oh,
soldier.
happy birthday.
Oh no, that's not the 2 a.m. That's Louisa.
Oh, Louisa.
No,
Oh,
no, it's
offering
Electra Storm's birthday. It's Electra Storm's birthday.
Yeah.
oh, well, happy birthday. But yeah, I don't have any kind of problem at all with Thomas or Taylor or Steffi treating Brooke the way that Brooke and Hope have treated women on the other side of that spectrum. You don't like nobody defaming you, so quote unquote defaming you by actually citing facts. You don't like nobody reminding your man that you did some shady ass shit that caused problems in your relationship. You don't like somebody telling someone you are a better fit with this person. This person is who you deserve. You deserve better than what you have with XYZ. Then why the hell have y'all have to spend the last 10, 20, 30 years doing the same thing to every other woman who had
But
a
look,
man you
darling,
want.
when they recasted Hope, Hope came right in the motel room because they brought her back right after Steele's one night stand. She went right in Liam. They brought her from Paris. She came right off the plane and landed right in Liam notes in motel, hollering about remember Gondola.
No. What she did was, because she didn't know where Liam was. The only person who knew where Liam was holed up
Was Sally.
was Sally. She went and
Yeah,
talked to Sally, and she told Sally that she needed to tell her where Liam was because if anybody was gonna be
yeah,
helping Liam to get over Steffi, it was gonna be her. And Sally
sure did.
stay in her fucking lane and tell her where Liam was, and she was gonna go over there and handle the business.
That's right, Bubbles.
She came and peed on Sally's leg in a way that Steffi never could. Because Steffi had been telling Liam, you need to chill out with this chick because y'all is about to be up in here having the whole ass physical affair because you already having an emotional affair with this bitch. You taking her word over mine, and I'm your wife, and you see how she been trying to ruin my company and making a bad time for me. But you still sitting up here humoring her ass. I need you to put her in her place, and I need you to remember your place, sir. And he didn't do none of that for Steffi. He
Yeah.
ignored Steffi and told her she was overreacting, and there wasn't nothing to worry about. Then that building came down, and instead of you thinking about your wife, leaving your wife behind, you over here playing tussle hockey with another woman.
Ain't that some shit?
Then,
Mm-hmm.
then when your wife rightfully walks out on you, you don't even know her well enough to know where to go look for her. You looking at some damn app because you're looking stalker. Meanwhile, your daddy has been in this girl's head for a good 10 years already. He knows exactly where Steffi gonna go when she upset. Where do birds go when they give home fucking base? That's where the girl went. He talking about, I don't know. Steffi turned her phone on. She could be anywhere in the world. I don't know where
He's
she
so
could
damn lazy.
You
He
better
didn't care. He didn't care.
I'm just wait for her to call me because I have no. I'm gonna just sit here and twiddle my thumbs because I don't know where she could be. Meanwhile, your daddy dicking your wife down because your daddy is in her heart and her mind and her soul, and she is, and that's why he knows the fuck that you Steffi missed. Oh, she over here at the granddaddy house. He didn't even go to the big house and knock on the door. Nope. Bill Spencer went straight to the damn guest house because he knew.
He knew.
The Steffi Forrester is the fucking Scarlett O'Hara of Bold and the Beautiful, and that Forrester mansion is Tara. Baby, where do you go when things get hard? Daddy, you come back to Tara. Tara, baby.
Tara.
Red dirt of Tara, baby. That's all you got. That's home. Tara is home. Steffi took her ass where? Straight to fucking Tara. She was at home. Liam out here talking about, Lord have mercy. I don't know nothing about my wife. I can't find her. Her phone off. My app not working. I don't know what to do. What is I gonna do? What is I gonna do? My mama didn't prepare me for this.
I'm being fair tonight, honey. You better tell it, Bubba. Tell it.
Go ahead, Bubbles. You got the flow. I need more Bubbles. Come on. Bubbles, you never did. I need your spiel on Brim, too. We didn't get there. Come on. You got to give us the setup.
I'm getting there because this is where it all leads to.
Yes.
Yeah. High horse thinking she got everything on lock. And I kind of felt sorry for Hope because there's a glimmer of her that understands that this boy needs to be with his daddy. And she told Liam that today. But between Liam and Brooke, you know, we have been on the same page about things for a while now. They talking like they her fucking parents. You know, your mother and I have been talking about this, and we are on the same page, and we agreed that you have got to go and get your son. This is, you know, I'll go get him for you if you need Dad to step in and be the man for you. And I shall bring young Douglas Foster back to the shed. Oh, but I tried to bring him to the shed, and the door was closed in my face. I failed.
Stop it.
No, keep going. Keep
Bubbles is right about that. That is how Liam Brooke, I understand, but that's how Liam talks. He talks like he is Hope's damn daddy
Yes, he
instead of being
is. That's
her
why he was
husband.
wanting that damn come over. It had on that zip up cardigan. He's sitting up there conforming to his role. That's why I say he's a single father in that damn cabin.
Come
Mm,
on, y'all.
mm,
Let's let
mm.
her finish. Let's let Bubbles finish, please.
Yeah.
Bubbles, go.
Carry on, Bubbles. Carry on.
So this nerd, I don't want to call him a nerd. That's an insult to nerds. This piece of wasted human flesh sitting up here gaslighting his wife with his mama-in-law, soon to be side chick, soon to
Ooh.
be secret, inappropriate, whatever they're gonna do. I don't care if she lingers in the hug too long. That shit's inappropriate. You know that you can't be out here touching family members' husband because your cooch got. I guess she babbing. She must be babbing because every time a man comes within an inch of her space, they got to have her. But Hope is fixing to find out the hard way. She done got in Steffi's face today talking about you sitting there talking about my mama. My mama ain't like that at all. My mama is a good and wholesome person. And your mama is the hoe trying to sit in my mama's husband's lap, rubbing
Mhm.
all on him, talking about her family. Well, that's
Who
my
is women?
that's my mama's husband, and I think you need to lay off, baby girl. I cannot wait. They putting all of these words in Hope's mouth, making her
Mhm.
the biggest supporter, so that when the shit hits the fan, it all lands on Hope. Because
That's
you
right.
out here putting your ass on the line for your
Yeah.
mama, talking about how my mom has done nothing but be a good person, and
Mm-hmm.
I really believe that Taylor
Mm-hmm.
and Steffi have it out for her, and they're trying to take Douglas too. Even
Yeah.
though I know that Douglas wants to be at the house, and he's happy there, and he's got his own room, and Kelly's been spending the night over there. You know, Kelly never even comes over here, but Douglas has his whole life that I've seen, and he's thriving, and I can't take that from him. Except it's time for him to come home.
Yeah. She sound like a crazy woman, just like that too.
Yes. Oh wait.
Bipolar.
You know what? You know what, Bubble? I just realized. I think I may have just figured out exactly how this custody story is gonna come to an end.
With Brooke in the bed with Liam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that stable, happy home gonna go up in flames when they find out the
It
mother-in-law
is
is fucking
too.
the husband in the cabin. What happy home
But
for that
not
child?
only that, but wait a minute though, darling. Not only that, go back to what darling just said about everything because they're putting too much emphasis on the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Hope have to fall hard. She gotta crash hard because she defending her so much. But guess who? Not only else who she was defending like that, Deacon.
Mm-hmm.
Deacon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So hold on, man. Hope finna get it from all sides,
So
ladies.
Lena.
Not just from Briam. She is going to get it from Deacon too, because let's not forget she con over there, baby.
Yep.
Hayes finna land up over there in Deacon's lap, honey.
Yep.
So Hope. Lord, look at this here. Hope is finna. She might be the one to walk in and catch Bree in the sex act and run to her daddy house. Hope might even be the one to discover Sheila over there in that wig. It's you know what? It's about to get real dirty
That
in her life.
yes, it is. I think if she don't have a nervous breakdown by the time both of these stories come to conclusion, it will be a bloody wonder. Because here's the thing: she's about to be not just a little wrong. She's going to be completely wrong about every single
Everything.
thing in her life, except for the fact that Thomas is a good father. That's the
Yeah,
one thing she's going to be right about. Because she even told Liam today that and she finally verbalized again what we've all been saying. It took her weeks to get there, which is that Douglas wants to be with
to
his father.
be it. Yes,
Okay, ever
yes.
since that boy said that in front of all three of them, it was like for the first 3 weeks afterwards, it was like, why is this girl sitting up here acting like she ain't heard it? Well,
Mhm.
now she is now to the point where she cannot pretend she didn't hear it, and she's acknowledging it. And she
Yeah.
said it, and she said it twice. She said it yesterday to Brooke, and she said it again today to Liam. And what did they both do? Completely discounted it.
They sure
Completely
did.
discounted it. Completely ignored it. Like
Yeah.
her saying that I know he want to be by his daddy, and that's why I gotta be careful how I handle this because I know he actually wants to be there.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. They just whoop, whoop. It doesn't matter what they basically more or less said. Fuck Douglas. Nobody cares what Douglas wants. He's part of the match set that goes in the cabin, so he needs to be back at the cabin.
They basically saying too, they don't care what she how she feels about it either.
No, not really. No,
You know
she's
what?
stupid.
You
That's
know
why
it's
they
also
think
because
she's
they
stupid.
don't. It's all not, and not only do they think that she's stupid, it's also because they know that she needs help. Brooke and Liam did not get Hope the help that she needed. So they know that Douglas is this child that has been this band-aid in many circumstances, especially when it came to Hope not having Beth all them months. So to have Douglas, aka the band-aid, ripped off is to awaken these problems, this trauma that she needs help with, that they keep on trying to brush under the rug. And not only are they gonna keep brushing it under the rug, they're gonna put some more shit on top of it. They knew
Hmm.
that, and that's probably be the reason why she gonna crack.
I
Like
think
it,
Well,
Sam trying to say something, y'all, but her is Sam, is your mic on?
yeah, I'm on.
Okay.
All I was gonna say is Hope is going to be devastated and broken, and so is Brooke if we get what we want. And Taylor and Ridge get together, move on past Thomas gets Douglas. So yes, that's they'll
Your
be
thought,
able to go on. And we know one
your
thing
audio has
about
been
those
cutting
Logan
out.
who
I think your audio was cutting
oh
out a
okay,
bit,
I'll go back
Sam.
on pause.
No, go ahead. We can hear
Okay,
you
all right.
now.
No, I'm just gonna go on
I,
pause for a minute. I'll be back.
Okay.
no, we can hear you
Okay.
clearly now.
Well, yeah, we can hear you now. We couldn't before. You were going in and
I
out.
think it may be the way you holding your phone or if you walking in your house, Sam.
are you on a phone or are you on a tablet or
No,
something?
no, I'm on my phone.
Yeah,
Um,
go ahead. We can hear you now. Go ahead.
That was pretty much it. If
Oh, okay.
we're gonna get what if we get what we want, Hope and Brooke will be devastated. And we know how they are when they devastated. I believe it was Lady Sanchez said tonight. Um, they don't rest, they are relentless when they want a man. And that's
Yeah,
gonna be the drama. That's what's gonna happen. So it's just gonna invert. Right now we got Steffi and Thomas parent trapping. But when we get Tridge, it's gonna be Hope and Brooke scheming and along with Liam to get back everything that they want. Yeah, I just hope that it happens, and I hope it happens quick. I don't want there to be a linchpin where
I
Brooke
know.
gets to be right, or Hope gets to be right about Thomas or Stephanie. Yep, that's
Well,
all I
one
wanted to
thing.
say. I'm frying some French fries. I'm multitasking.
Oh, okay. One thing I will say that gave me real concern was the same thing that gave a lot of people concern when they started that BS about Thomas saying that he was a one woman man and that man was Hope. The thing is, with the exception of that and him seeing a picture that his timeline was reminding him of that was in his phone from back when he ain't had no beard, the smooth sexy Thomas
Yeah,
days.
yeah,
um Thomas, regardless of the feelings he may have for Hope, is not acting on them, for which I'm grateful. He's not manipulating the situation despite Liam's insecurity, because that's the part that Hope being so out to lunch is really to her disadvantage. Not just because she has conveniently given herself amnesia about who her mama is, because I because well look, I when the BS went down with Brill and Taylor blew Brooks' ass out the water at Katie's damn party, and then the aftermath was of that was for 2 seconds Rick and Hope were put out with their mother, and then they just shrugged and said whatever. I sat there going, honey, you got good time. because this ain't the first time, second time, or the third time your mama then fool around and got and had another man in her saddle that belonged to one of her kin, and you shrugging your shoulders. You keep shrugging your shoulders, and that shit gonna come back to haunt you.
And it
So
ain't gonna be the last time.
no, it's not. Not until Brooke is an old geriatric in a home, and she can't even raise her legs no more. That's
I'm
when it's
telling
gonna
you, they
stop
need
being
to
an
give her
issue.
a menopausal story and just be like, she is dried up and dried out, and ain't nothing working.
Until she
That's
is retired and forced to move back to the valley is when she gonna hang up
No, they can give her,
her
they
top.
can give her a menopausal story and just
They
put in a
already gave
corner
her
somewhere
one.
and
They gave
pause
her
her.
one. They gave
Well, I
her the
mean,
menopausal
no,
story when she was pregnant with Bill's baby.
no,
I
baby.
thought
I'm
that was a
talking about an
miscarriage
actual
or whatever.
menopausal story. She is dry, baby. The waters, the floodgates are
Give her hot
closed.
flashes.
Are closed, and there, that's the only water that's gonna be coming out of her too, darling. Is those hot flashes when she's sweating all over the place, screaming at everybody, dried up like a prune. I need them to sit her down.
Right, because her menopause story was actually rolled into her adultery storyline with
Right,
Bill,
right,
because the only reason they knew she was, and it was periomenopause at that, it wasn't even menopause, it was fucking
right,
premenopause.
right.
Yeah.
She's been periomenopause, we have to assume she's gone through menopause by now. But she
Hmm.
called Bill's baby, and that's how she found out about the menopause.
Hmm.
But honey,
Mm.
Bill Bell is a long giving God, and I believe if they want Brooke to be 60 and pregnant, that heifer can be 60 and pregnant. She
Oh,
might lose the baby because she gonna have to pay for it. She can't have both of her daughters' husband's babies. So she fuck around and get pregnant by Liam. That baby, she gonna have to be a miscarriage too. Could you imagine
Yes,
her
I can.
married to Liam and having to raise her baby, her
Yes, I can. It would be justice for Bridget. Yes, I
little
love it.
sister? Oh my
I would not be fit to go to work for about a week behind laughing
I
behind that.
would love it. I would love that, Bubbles. I would love that.
And then Liam got to bring the baby down to the shed to keep it because Brooke don't keep no kids in her fucking house. So now Beth has got her little baby aunt, her little baby uncle to pretend to be her sister and brother now. Little
I love that.
baby,
and is
we
that
gonna
baby
have us
gonna be a
another Benjamin.
is that
Oh,
baby gonna be a Spencer or a Logan?
He
It's
gonna be a Benjamin Button.
he's
It's a
gonna be
Logan if it
expensive
came
because
from a
the
Logan.
Hope is the only one that can't have no daddy name. That baby gonna have a Spencer name too.
that little baby, Hope's little baby brother, little baby. It's gonna be a
He gonna be Benjamin Button Logan. I'm telling you.
y'all.
Mm,
Name
Benjamin
gonna be
Button
his initials
Logan.
gonna be BS Benjamin Spencer. BS.
it's gonna be a mess. Now I don't know if they're gonna go quite that far to let, because I think that might just be this that might be a pardon upon a bridge too far to let Brooke not only get caught sleeping with her son-in-law for the nth time in God knows how many years, but to get caught with a baby two bomb and her advanced state. Goodness gracious me.
But
Baby.
darling, it would be so beautiful though. Like this would be so juicy. I love it.
It
Hold
would.
on,
It would
please.
be
I want to stay in this bubble a little while longer. Look. Can we go and elaborate a little bit on
Yeah,
this?
come on. I want it. Yes, I need it.
It's not too good. The weather is nice in here. Can we?
Yes. Yes, can I with you?
mm,
I need
mm,
more.
mm.
Can
Come
we
on, Bubbles. I need more, girl.
come on, Bob? You started this shit. Come on.
I thought I finished it because y'all know Brim is coming. But I don't care if it, like I said, I don't care if it's a long lingering hug. I don't care if it's a kiss and we shouldn't have done that. What were we thinking? What was you thinking when you was riding digging? That's what you on your ass was thinking. But she ain't gonna be in love with Liam.
Wouldn't
She's
it be great?
a man for her. But if
What?
she could fall in love with Liam, girl,
What?
you 60-year-old ass out here trying to get with your little grandbaby's daddy. What about Bill though, girl? Like Bill don't really be the one shot, but Bill trying to get over here in Lee's DMs, inviting himself to lunch with her. She already eating, so she ain't asked for your company. But you need to go see what your ex-wife doing over here with your son. What you need to be trying to do. Um,
I think we getting ready to get a love story between Brim. Is that what you was getting ready to say, Sam?
Oh no, 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 no,
That's
no, no.
her
Whenever,
A
part too.
secret. We getting ready to get a
because
secret.
Was
Every
yeah,
time
that
she get down by the riverside, she in love though.
it's got to
what you
be
she's
say?
a
We getting ready for a secret?
no. That's the thing. Whatever happens with them,
Agreement.
it's gonna be a one time. It's not gonna be like how it was with Brooke and Breakin, where it was like a whole full blown affair. It won't be
No, I
like that.
need that. I need it
It
to
would
be
be
a full
nice,
blown affair.
but they would freak
Oh,
out.
oh my God. Can y'all
It
It
can
imagine
will
start
be a
off
one
that?
as a
night
one
stand
night
at
stand, but
first.
they realize they just
What
can't. They keep coming back to each other. They can't get
what
enough of each other.
so listen, they
I'm
gonna it's
telling
probably
you.
gonna be like it's not
Go
gonna be
ahead,
like that.
Sam.
It's gonna be a one-time thing that both of them there are going to immediately feel tear about because we are talking about the pets, Brooke and Liam. And that one-time thing is going to be a secret they both have to keep because Brooke
Hmm.
will lose Ridge forever. And Liam is already on his last strike after almost being Hayes' daddy.
But more
And Brooke,
importantly,
if
is she going to lose hope forever? That
and
now
she
that
can't have that.
dynamic is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Yes,
What
Yeah,
she
but
and
if
either
can
Brooke
lose
way, they're gonna
hope.
cannot
keep
It'll
that
be
have
in
more
secret.
that.
for
bed?
her.
They're gonna
I
keep
want
that
to know about
secret.
the dynamic between her and her mama, because that's the one that needs to be broken, because that's toxic as hell from birth.
Yeah, she gonna lose. I think Sam. I think Brooke's biggest thing is losing hope. Doing
Mm-hmm.
it to another one of her
Hmm.
daughters, but especially Hope, especially because everything she has done, she went so hard for Hope because of the guilt of what she did to Bridget. And now to do
Exactly.
that very same thing to Hope,
Mm-hmm.
that would, yes, that would be
Yes, edit.
it would be a deal breaker right there. It would be a
Mm-hmm.
deal
It
breaker.
would.
I love it. I want all that smoke.
That's why
Honestly,
it got
I
to
feel
happen,
like
y'all. It would be just that juicy. And how
I
long
feel
can
like
they keep this secret, girl? This
Sanchez.
will come
And
out.
But Sanchez, I feel like Brooke would almost kill Liam rather than have that secret come out.
She would.
I really feel like we would have a murder mystery of who
Yeah.
killed Waffles
uh-uh.
before she would allow Hope to find out
If
about
she
what she
could,
had
she
Now
done.
look,
would.
now y'all
If
know
she could, she would.
now you know she gonna be trying to tell him, Liam, no, Liam, you can't tell. Liam, Mr. Conscious, he gonna, but we have to be honest. They gonna have that same tug of war between them, and that bad stuff gonna be entertainment to me. Cause
Yeah,
watching
Liam
them
could
every
be the
day,
one to
Correct.
tell
Can
it.
Can is correct.
That's
Can is
right.
correct
Liam,
about
she
that.
is.
Can is going to be correct. It's going to be because pretty much Steffi and Liam pretty much immediately regretted it,
Yeah.
and
yep.
they pretty much agreed immediately they would keep it a secret, and they couldn't keep it. It came out.
Mhm.
Well, it
Hmm.
didn't come out. It had to come out. But it's
Yeah.
going to be immediately. They're going to regret it, and it's going to be a secret. And they're going to bow down to their prospective spouses, and hopefully it explodes into a big mess thing like the Steel one night stand, and lives definitely and do change forever.
Now, do you see, guys, what Electra just said out here? Hey, birthday girl, do you think that it's gonna come out like it did with Bridget through the baby monitor? I think it's gonna come out through Douglas's toy.
Well, see, that's the
Oh.
thing. But here's the problem, though. It can't come out the other way because the thing is, on paper, Brooke ain't supposed to be sleeping with nobody if Ridge ain't sleeping with her. So how's she gonna explain a pregnancy? So she
Right.
she
But
Rich had a hold on, Rich had a vasectomy, so honey, whether she fucking him or not, any pregnancy gonna have to be explained.
yeah, you were right about
you
that.
gotta
Rich, yep, he
Yeah.
sure did have a vasectomy.
Yeah. That's why Douglas couldn't be his when Caroline got pregnant. With she was, wondering what Forrester it was for. Sure did.
Honey, that's
Okay.
what broke him and Caroline
Up.
Oh,
even
yeah.
Douglas fucking made in the first place because Ridge left her because he
Mm.
felt like it would be unfair to marry this beautiful young woman and not be able to give her a child because he had a vasectomy and he didn't tell her and she could not understand why he just all of a sudden wanted to change his mind. She
Yeah.
went and stole Pam's pills, took those, and was glad to drink the wine when Thomas came over and never considered that them pills that she stole from Pam that she didn't know what the shit they was for. Pam has chemical
Psycho problems.
Yeah, she got to keep us down.
right,
Yeah.
chemical imbalance. There wasn't no damn Prozac to make you feel better. Like Pam really has issues. So Caroline just lackadaisically took some shit she
That was
didn't
some crazy shit.
what it was for. I'm gonna just take these pills. Pam, whatever Pam's taking, has got to make me feel better. Even though I ain't got the same issues Pam got, I'm gonna just go and take this shit. We're gonna see what happens. Then she went and drank all that wine,
Drink some alcohol. Yeah.
and then she
Yeah.
woke up acting like, "Oh my God, Thomas, what happened? Did we? Oh my God, I never would have slept with you, Thomas. How could you? How could he? Bitch, both of y'all was drunk. How could he? He didn't. How could he? Because he didn't know that you was already
Stuff.
Hopped up on la pills.
Right.
he didn't know your ass was sitting here hopped up on his great auntie's fucking psych meds.
Yeah.
How, like they say on TikTok, how would he know?
How would you know?
How would he
Exactly.
know? They did it. So all this blame and people was trying to say Thomas raped her. Oh no,
That entire
No,
story
he
pissed me off.
didn't.
That
Yeah,
entire story
yeah,
pissed
I
me
always
off.
want
that
to
was
put that jacket on Thomas. Oh God.
that.
Thomas Forrester talking about he out here raping because Caroline was out here being high and drunk at the same time, drinking champagne on the airplane, kind of high and drunk at the same time. So don't come at me talking about Thomas took advantage of her. They took advantage of each other because if she was that broken up over his daddy, why she fucking him?
Exactly. What she sit up there talking about her troubles about with his daddy, with his son for anyway.
Right. Why did you let him in? Like
Exactly.
she had a relationship with Thomas before she had a relationship with
So
Rick.
did.
And like Brooke on
Correct.
Christmas Eve, she wanted to see what that dick do. And she did, and she got
She
It
did.
was a my
And
thing
she
was
fell
it
in
was a
love with it. And she
it
fell
was
in
a
love
poor
with it.
yeah
She sure
it was
did,
a piss
Sam.
poor it was a piss poor choice for them to get drunk, but she once sat up here popping la pills on the slick that she had no business taking. That does not make Thomas a predator. That you was out here popping la pills that weren't yours, prescription medication, and he was supposed to know you was something more than drunk like he was. How? That's the part I didn't understand.
Correct.
How was he like the bubble said? How was he supposed to know?
That was
How would he
that
know?
rehashing
For
of that
me, rape is
storyline with
defined
Bridge.
by intent. I think
Mm-mm-mm.
rape is defined by intent. Both Thomas didn't know, like you said, Thomas had no idea Caroline had taken pills. Caroline didn't know even what the pills did. And when he arrived, they started drinking wine together. So when things led to another, well, when he advanced and she didn't turn it down, I mean, what else was he supposed to think? It's the same thing what happened with Hope and Liam. She wanted to give it to him, but as when she started, it was like her mind was somewhere else. That was kind of creepy.
It was the same
But
thing
I don't
that
hear people
happened
calling
with
Liam a
Brooke
predator.
and
It
Ridge
I don't hear
was.
years
people
ago.
calling Liam a
When
predator.
Yeah.
it was the same stuff that happened with Ridge and Brooke too, y'all. When he came over there and she was drunk and on her pills, and everybody said Ridge raped her. When she told him she wasn't trying to have sex with him because of Nick. But how many times have they done
But
that
she was
before?
saying
It
no.
wasn't it
But
wasn't
she
his
was
intent.
saying no.
Yeah, she was. Oh
No,
yeah,
but Brooke was saying no.
I don't. I think it's the same thing. It's that, like you said, it's the intent. He not gonna intentionally do that. He wasn't listening to
No,
her.
Ridge was a rapist that day. I have to disagree, and not put Ridge in the same category right now as Thomas in that rape
Yeah.
category. I'm not
She
saying Ridge.
did say
Well, I
no.
am gonna say Ridge is a rapist because Brooke told him no to leave her house, and she had a headache, and she went upstairs.
I can't hear you,
He
Sam. Somebody
stayed
noise.
That was
downstairs. She went
Amazon.
upstairs, took some pills, got in the bed. She thought she was alone in her house. And he went back upstairs. And when he started kissing on her, she said, "No, no, Ridge." And he was like, "Oh, no, you know you want it," with his nasty ass. He raped her that day.
Oh,
But the
Which
storyline,
Carol? We talking about
the
Carolina first?
No,
She's
no,
talking
I
about
was
Brooke.
talking.
Oh, because Ridge
what
raped Caroline too. He's a rapist.
he
He's a
did, he raped Caroline too. And I
and
didn't
that's
want to
why
bring
Thor
that
shot
up,
him
but
in the
but
head.
Ridge is indeed a rapist, and he is
Mm-hmm.
not in the same category as Thomas. Thomas hasn't raped
No, it's
anyone.
not.
Thomas was
No,
drunk,
he's not.
Caroline was drunk and high, and they both engaged in careless sex that she regretted later. Just because she regretted it later don't mean it was rape.
Doesn't
That
mean
means she
it's
got
rape.
drunk, she
That's
was
right.
careless, and she fucked. So she gonna have to charge that one to the game.
Man, can anybody say, look, I just kind of a little bit off subject though, a little bit off
Hmm.
subject, but I want to just acknowledge how fine J Mac was today in his scene with Taylor. And why did they have to cast Taylor as Thomas' mother? Because I'm looking at them two like,
It's
oh my
the
gosh.
problem. Part of the problem is this: J Mac is very good with the chemistry, and I said the same thing
Yeah.
when they. I said the same thing when they cast him, and I realized, wait, you trying to tell me that's not a new potential boo thing for Steffi? That's her damn brother, Lord. And then,
Yes.
and the thing is, it's because Thomas has been sitting on the vine since
Oh,
2019, wasting away, looking like 40 or 24 karat gold this
yes.
whole time, and they cannot throw him a single love interest worth a fig that they are willing to explore.
And we
And
had
he is
Sally
looking
Spectre.
scrumptious
And we
today.
had
I'm
Sally
talking
Spectre.
about
That's the
Say that again.
crime. We had Sally Spectra. We had
Yes, we
yes,
Sally
did.
Spectra when J Matt was cast, and they went the direction they went by choice.
Yes, they
yeah.
They
did.
could have gave us Tally. We was
Dang.
expecting a Tally
We
versus
thought we
Wally
was gonna
drama.
get Tally. Yeah.
No. Now Courtney Hope is across the hall, going for the goal with her problems with the
Oh,
Newman brothers,
that's
and
disgusting.
but hey, at least they got her doing something. They, instead of throwing her on the buses like they was on Bold and the Beautiful, and
But
ignoring the
Nick
fact that she's a
though,
chemistry machine with
but Nick though,
multiple
he had to
pairings.
have every woman come on that show. I mean, he got to
He
break
does.
in every woman coming
Nick,
in on wine. Or I
see, the
cannot
thing about
stand
the,
Nick.
I mean, but that's the thing.
Uh,
We talked about this in the text. The thing is, Genoa City, prior to the
uh,
bullshit that they have gone through recently, there's a legacy. You're supposed to always have a vixen on the screen, and you also always supposed to have a man whore. Okay, it started with Jack. Jack was the OG man
yeah,
whore back in the day, and then
yeah,
he passed the torch to Brad Carlton. Because
yeah.
Brad was with everybody and their
Every
mama
woman
and
on
their
there,
daughter.
yeah,
Every
yeah.
single one. You
The
name me a
size
woman who
fell.
was of age that Brad Carlton did not knock it out with, because I don't know that woman yet. So then he died. And then the torch had to be passed on to Nick. Now here
Oh,
he is, his second to last
another
child,
one of his brother's
then
women. Oh,
then gone off to college. But he's still running around Genoa City. He should be having grandchildren by this time because his kids are old enough, and he's still man whoring. But the problem is there is no new man whore in the younger generation to pass the
they
torch
can give
to.
it to pass it to Noah. He a single man.
They need to, but that was so bland. I'm
He
sorry, I hate to
is.
say
I
that,
mean, but that
but
might liven his character up a little bit
they
because he
should.
is. Oh, they need
But
to do something with him.
you know who was the budding man whore? Arturo.
Yes.
He
They now you
he
see
he
they
had
should
the
have kept
potential.
him.
Yes, they should have, because he
They
had
should
the
have kept him and
potential.
Mia.
Exactly. He had the potential to be the new Genoa City man whore.
Yes,
But they effed that up completely because he
they
was making the
did.
rounds. He was in the process of making serious rounds in
Yes.
the city of in Wisconsin. So he was primed for it. He was ready for it, and they messed it up.
Sure
Sam said she got
did.
a question.
Who does?
Sam.
Oh,
What's up, Sam?
what's Sam? I have a what's up?
So I don't watch YNR. But I do
Mhm.
recall Spoiler Girl mentioning something on Twitter about Mark Grossman and his
Mhm.
future at YNR. Do you
Hmm.
think that may be why we have this sudden shift, or y'all have this sudden shift to Sally and Nick instead of Sally and Adam?
No, because here's the thing: the reactions from
What
this,
was the
from
spoiler?
the sex, were very different. Because here's the thing: Nick is basically walking down the street whistling. Okay, the way he was rubbing on Sally's leg after the sex was over with, he was very pleased with himself. He was very pleased with the entire experience. Obviously, Sally, I've already seen the clips from Canada's from the Canadian show for tomorrow. She's not pleased. She's at the what the did I do phase of them sleeping together. So I don't know how they're going to proceed with this, other than the fact that she viciously shot Adam down out of a combination of feeling guilty about sleeping with his brother and being just completely upset about the whole thing because Adam's timing was terrible when he showed up to talk to her.
She felt guilty
But
for 2 seconds while she was sitting on Nick's dick, and she shook that off, and they kept on going.
yeah, well, the thing is, but tomorrow it's a bit different story because the problem is this: when after you've had sex with someone, if you don't go for an encore performance, because Nick walked her to her door, she didn't invite him in. She didn't ask him to come in for a nightcap or for round two with an actual bed. She sent Nicholas Newman's ass home. And if the first time a woman rings the bell with you, she's not asking you for another go round, you should be asking yourself, what happened? Because what happens is Sally is looking at herself in the mirror tomorrow, mesmerized, remembering what the hell she did. She seems to be a bit aghast at herself that she actually slept with Nick and trying to figure out why the hell she slept with Nick. So Nick
Oh,
is
there's
pleased.
I don't. You know what?
Yeah,
I told you I was gonna watch it, darling, but I couldn't. I couldn't
I don't
bring
blame you.
myself to. I
Nick
could
is
not because
happy.
I'm
She
like,
is not.
oh, I don't want to have. Like, I haven't watched YNR in so long. It's a complete shit show to me. You know, it's like
90% of
nothing.
the time it
It's
is.
enough. It's not even that. I mean. It's nothing to me going on that show that's good enough. I wanted to see Devon and Nate, but I
I
couldn't
was
even
mad.
bring myself to press play because I'm like, oh, I mean, they weren't even at the end of the day, they weren't even enough for me to watch. My gosh. So, but what's the spoiler? What did Spoiler Girl put out? What's
Well,
what's
no,
what's
Sam.
going on with
No,
Mark
no. Well,
Grossman? What is he
spoiler.
about to
Well, no,
do?
no. Spoiler. Spoiler girl said this some time ago. Recently, spoiler girl has been 150% on Big Brother, so she hasn't really been doing anything with soap spoilers like for like the last 2+ months, I want to say. But no, I
Okay.
know what Sam's. I know what Sam's talking about. Sam's talking about something that she posted before about Mark Grossman's contract not being a settled matter and that it looked like he may be on his way out. But with them starting this
What?
story, but no, I'm gonna be honest, that's bullshit because they're not starting this story because they're putting Nick and Sally in a solid relationship with each other because that's not the
No.
road that they're on.
No, because
No,
they also put out that Chick was on the rise. So what's happening? That's why I'm like, how we getting Sally and Nick when Chick's supposed to be happening? What's going
but
on
that's the
over
thing.
there?
It's ridiculous for the show to be going into its 50th anniversary and Sharon and Nick not being together. But I really think the whole reason they did the Nick thing was to cause angst for Adam and Sally. Because the thing is this: Adam does not know what happened, but he knows something is wrong. Because he saw Sally earlier the day before this all happened. And the vibe Sally was giving off in the evening is completely different from the vibe she was giving off that afternoon when they was at the Sky Bar or whatever, talking about forgiveness, etc., etc. So yeah, I'm writing the Sally Nick thing off as shit they did for the drama for the most part. That's really what it's looking
Yeah,
like.
because we supposed to be getting Chick riding into the 50th.
That's what they said. That's what a
That's
lot
what
of
they
people
said.
said.
Yeah.
But I want to see how we get there because, well, first of all, Sharon is trapped in the Crimson Lights. They have her chained to the floor. The woman cannot leave the place. When was the last time we saw Sharon outside of Crimson Lights? We can't even see her at Chancellor Park. They didn't even let the girl go to the park. That's sad.
So that article was put out like that the end of last year. Sharon Case and what's his Joshua. I don't know, I can't remember, it was from the talk or what, but somebody posted the script, and it was them two that talked about. They said it was going to be. It's supposed to be happening at the end of this year or going into the first of next year. But we Chic, I mean, they put their stamp on it. It was guaranteed. Chic's supposed to be coming, but they did say Nick will have to get a few more of his escapades out. So when they get Chic, it's supposed to be a brand new Chic with none of that funny business going on.
And
Joshua said Nick will fall and bump his head a couple of more times. He's finding out who he wants to be, what type of man he wants to be, what type of husband and father he's supposed to be. So Sharon Case and Joshua Sharon, they both promised Chic, and it's supposed to be coming. That's why I'm like, we almost at the end of the year. Why did they throw Sally at him? What's happening?
I'm going on. I'm sticking to my theory about angst because my thing is, Nick and Sharon have spent a lot of time since Ray died. Having all
Yeah.
these deep conversations, which I thought that's
Yeah.
part of what the point was because they were, they killed her husband. What you made her single for? You made her single. You killed her husband for nothing to make her single. I thought it was because you wanted to do shit again, but okay. So they've been spending all this time talking and all this other mess, and now Faith has gone off to college after they did absolutely nothing with her after she had that brief drinking problem and got her kidney replaced and all that. Then they just let the girl linger on the vine, but I digress.
Sure.
And didn't give her a damn thing to do. And so Nick is not going to stroll into Crimson Lights tomorrow morning and have a heart to heart with Sharon about how he slept with Sally. I don't see
No.
that. No, he's
No.
not going to do that. They're not even acknowledging that it happened. When I say acknowledging, I mean literally they slept together and they have
That's
not
so
said
dumb.
one word about it. But well, because it really to me it's really playing off as something that kind of sort of looks like a mistake at this point. I guess we'll see next week when they I guess continue with the story. But yeah, it's messy and it's soapy, but I could have done without the Newmans sharing another woman. We really did not
Mm.
need that part of the story. But I'm also pissed because I wanted to see a Nate Devine fight and I got gypped out of it because Billy Abbott can't stay in his office.
Now, let me interject something here, and I'm going to get hoarse and dry, and I might even lose my voice.
Go
But
ahead.
but I'm angry because somebody, I ain't gonna call Darling's name. Oops, I'm angry because somebody was in my DMs talking about, girl, you gonna want to watch Young and the Restless today if you don't do nothing else, cause
Mm-hmm.
all this shit with Adam and Sally and Nick, and then Nate and Devon might come to fisticuffs. Honey, I sat my ass in front of this TV at 11:30 waiting on fisticuffs, and all I got was a bunch of bumping gums. All they did was throw words at each other. Y'all gonna throw some bows? No, y'all just throwing your lips. And then here come Billy. Oh, now we're gonna have to break this up. Man, listen, ain't you in the closet somewhere doing a damn podcast? Get on about it.
Get your ass down the hole.
I need to see Devon and Nate tearing up office space in the fight.
Yeah.
Because Nate talking about, oh, you got lucky on the sucker punch. Dude, you watched him walk up to you and hit you in the face, just like Chris Rock watched Will Smith get up out his seat, climb them steps, walk across that stage, and answer the question, what did the five fingers say to the face?
Yeah.
Slap! So,
Yeah.
I sat here with my mouth all salivating, rubbing my hands together because it was getting heated. I was like, "Ooh, here come the fight. Ooh, they finna fight." Devon and brought up his medical career and all that shit. Nate talking about his hand. Ooh, they gonna fight. And them motherfuckers didn't fight. I sat here and I was like, "Darling owes me back
I'm sorry. I'm
my,
shame faced it.
my life on a Wednesday when I
I
could have
had a
been watching
feeling.
Sailor Moon got new episodes out.
Oh yes.
I could have watched Cobra Kai again. I could have sat here and started The Imposters. I could have
Yeah.
watched the damn dragons fly. But I listened to Darlin, and I went on over to the Paramount, and I sat
Yeah.
here and I watched it, and the whole time I was like,
Why did you do that?
just go.
I'm shame. I'm shamefaced it. A bubble. I owe you an apology.
Like, okay, Nick and Sally was fucking, but I'm like, oh well, I mean, at least they
I was
love.
just happy for them to actually do something that was dramatic for a change instead of all this other bullshit.
Well, you just be happy to see people do something besides talking. I'm tired
Mm.
of seeing people talk. Fight or fuck. That's why I'm mad with soap operas right now. Because back in the 80s, we got a lot of fighting. You slaps, men
Yes.
punch each other, women would slap each other silly. They be fighting in fountains and pools and shit,
I'm
driving
telling
off the
Hmm.
you.
um,
Yes, I need some wigs pulled. I need some extensions yanked out, some eyelashes pulled off.
it used to be a time when they faces the makeup was street. When nobody slapping nobody and they makeup was still perfect.
Man.
Mm-mm.
I need
Mm-mm.
to
Black eyes galore.
I
recognize.
I need Tammy Faye Baker type of makeup run.
I need to see all of your makeup just sliding off of your face. Somebody just hit you with a cake or something. I don't know. But I need to see your makeup coming off your face. I need to see the men jacking each other's collars up. You know, the men folks used to
Yeah.
grab each other by the lapels of
Yeah.
their jackets. You're not going to be
Hmm.
Yeah.
buddy. You know,
And
and
go
then you get a little push. We
and
don't
get,
do none of that shit now.
they grab them by the lapel and put that eye next to their other eye. You be like, go ahead and hit me.
Right. What are you going to do? You're
Right.
going to hit me?
I wish you would.
Guy?
I know we don't. It's impossible to get that kind of action on the soaps today. They just don't believe in it. The closest we
No.
got to it is some person running around Port Charles going, "I know what you did last summer, hooking people."
Listen, I want to write a soap opera where all the people do is fight and fuck. That's all I want to do. They fighting or they somewhere trying to get somebody in the bed. Now you got this chick in the bed, her dude mad. But is he really her dude or did she just tell him that? I don't know. So they fighting too. I want everybody fighting. I want them fighting for no good reason. You picked up the wrong milk, Stephen. We drink 2% in this house. And Stephen got to go back to the stove because he came up in here with some whole milk and Agatha didn't ask him for that shit. She said 2%. That's what y'all been drinking since your wedding day. Why you come up in here with this one? Like, I want all the ridiculousness. I want all the good people pulling each other's hair, pushing each other down the stairs. I want some good old-fashioned 1980s. Let's sit our asses down and watch Crystal and Alexis fight on the Dynasty. That's what I want.
Exactly. You want what you want is drama. So I'm hoping tentatively that if what the tail end of what was on the Canadian Day Ahead is true, we may actually somebody because my thing is at this point I need somebody to hit Nate. I really do. I just need somebody, anybody, to haul off and whoop his ass, his whole ass. Because see, he didn't quit working for Chancellor Winters now, despite Lily's intervention. And apparently, he didn't told Elena something which we did not hear. That I guess basically he's out to teach Devon a lesson. And Elena more or less told him, Nate, that is completely crazy and it's unethical. And other people besides Devon are going to get hurt if you do this. So I know, so it's got something to do with Chancellor Winters. What? I don't know. But I hope whatever he do, he does it and somebody whoop his ass.
Can somebody tell me why?
You want that to happen to Nate?
I want somebody to whoop Nate's ass. He been working my nerves.
Darling.
I've been wanting Nate's ass to get beat ever since. Ooh, child, long before Devon punched him and he fell on that glass and cut his hand up. That was what, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
Long before he slept with Elena?
I've been wanting Devon to fuck that ass up. Do you hear me? I've been wanting Devon to get in his ass. I want Devon.
Really?
Y'all don't like Devon. I don't care. I love me some Devon. I ain't gonna never not like the little street urchin that Drusilla Winters brought in, because he's the closest thing that we got to being a street urchin child like Drew was.
Because Lord knows it ain't Lily.
Because that Lily, you can keep that one. I don't. That help about a hotel. We're gonna come back around to that, because I was shocked today to find out she bought the hotel. But
Yes, she did.
it is time for Devon to beat Nate's ass. It's time for him for old and new. He didn't come in there running shit and running his mouth. Sir, we gave you this title. We was hoping to get you some training on the job. But you're coming in here announcing shit. We ain't even, now we got Billy in the closet making random fucking podcasts because you promised 50 fresh podcasts. We ain't even got 50 people on the damn payroll. Who doing the podcast, sir? What we talking about?
Wait, and then he told Devon, well, we would have more if you approved my ideas. Your ideas wasn't ready. You sat up here and said some shit you wasn't supposed to say, and I'm supposed to back it up?
Your ideas are trash, sir. That's why we ain't did shit with them, because we can't do shit with shit. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You gotta have something if you want to get with this. That's all Billy Preston was saying, and that's all I'm saying now. You came in here with a bunch of big ideas on paper, and that's all they were, big ideas. Do you know how many big ideas I've had on paper? I shouldn't even be talking to y'all. I've had so many big ideas on paper. I should be somewhere in person mocking Kim Kardashian to her face. Is how rich I could be if the good ideas I had on paper had ever come to fruition, but they didn't. So I need Nate to take his ass back to the clinic where he belongs. He ain't got no business. Who even offered him the damn job in the first place? Lily? Take her ass
That was
back to the clinic.
Devon.
Devon offered him the job.
Devon and Lily talked about it, and Devon was all on board with it. And they even created a position for him. That's why I'm like, why did they just leave Nate over there where he was? I didn't even understand all of that. I was like, you brought that man. If you didn't want the man in your place of business, why did you create a whole position for him and hire the man over there when you should have left him at the hospital running the doggone hospital? He's a doctor. He's not a businessman. He's a doctor. What he know about business? That was dumb as hell to begin with. I don't understand it.
Nate is arrogant.
Why is because they were riding the coattails of that Ashlyn Locke thing. Ashlyn is the one who said to Nate, hey, I'm gonna make you my fucking COO, CFO, whatever it is. You're gonna come work for me at Locke, Newman Locke, whatever the hell they was calling it. Ashlyn was trying to get Nate. It didn't make sense to us. Nate was his best man. They had shit in common. They had two talks, except for Nate being his doctor. Now Nate is gone from the doctor to his best man at his wedding, and now he wants him to come and run his company. Devon and Lily sat there and said, oh my God, if this man wants our cousin to run his business, maybe we should get our cousin. Yeah, let's get our cousin to come run our business with us. We don't want to lose him to Ashlyn Locke. And he got something. Yeah, let's get him. We're going to get him. And it's going to be a whole family thing. And it's going to be the Winters and the Hastings and just one big old ball of happy love.
Yeah.
It was to get him. That was to keep him from working for Ashlyn. They didn't really want him. They created a position for him, and they decided to take him from Ashlyn Locke because they figured if Ashlyn saw some kind of work, he was about to do something, or he could be more useful than what he was. And that was the biggest mistake when they did that. I said, "What? Let Ashlyn have that mistake. Why are y'all trying to take this mistake from Ashlyn?"
Ashlyn was doing that so Nate would be basically bound to that secret. Ashlyn was looking of a way to keep Nate from from telling the secret he didn't have cancer. Nate could expose him, but binding him in that contract he would have threw that confidentiality clause out there on him. So that was the only reason why Ashlyn Locke was doing it. It wasn't because Nate had some type of business skills.
Exactly. That was it. And then but his cousins didn't know that. His
Oh,
cousins were not aware
Idiot.
that was the whole reason.
oh,
It was that Ashton was trying to keep Nate quiet. So they
yeah.
thought, well, we'll just keep Nate in the family since we fixing to sit here and combine all these businesses so all the black people ain't got to be in but one scene because they
Oh,
all are the same. So we consolidating all the black people and we're just going to go ahead and bring Nate because we can't have a full Winter's Wednesday if we got a Hastings running around here on Thursdays and Fridays doing shit with Ashland Law. We got to
right.
put him on this Wednesday with the rest of us out here thinking he better than somebody gonna be on TV on the Thursdays and the Friday when ain't none of the other black people on. We're gonna relegate black people on Wednesdays only on the Young and the Restless, and he better be happy with that because this is we're family, and family gonna stick together on Wednesdays and sometimes maybe on Tuesdays. Lucky,
That's
we like it that way.
And now Nathan showed his. They didn't put Nate up in Chancellor Winters, and Nate
oh,
thinks he's the bee's knees. He got a mind. He blowing up his damn ego. Wait, but the part that kicked me out with this him quitting thing that killed me is this, bruh. You went through all that trouble, including cutting a fat check to Newman Media to get Elena to out of her contract at Newman Media and over working for Chancellor Winters just for your ass to quit and not want to work there. You talked your girlfriend into leaving the job that she was at before because she was doing a Ask MD thing for Newman Media. You had to pay big bucks to get her out of that contract to come and work with you over at Chancellor Winters just for your ass to quit. This is why you don't be mixing your romances in your
so
professional
wait a
life.
minute. So Elena not at the hospital no
No,
more?
she is. She is. She's still a doctor. She's still a practicing doctor, and she still works at the hospital. But outside of that, she handles an Ask MD kind of like
So she took
column
his job,
podcast
what he
thing.
was doing. She
Yeah,
did,
but she
okay.
took his job at Newman Media when he left to go to Chancellor Winters. Then he cut Newman Media a fat check to let Elena out of her contract so that she could get on the contract with Chancellor Winters, and not his ass didn't quit.
So he didn't quit Chancellor Winters?
He quit Chancellor Winters. He
What?
quit because
After
he
he
couldn't.
got Elena to quit her XMD to go over there with him.
Yes, and now here's the
Oh
thing.
no.
This is the part that's stupid. It was all avoidable if Nate wasn't an arrogant shit. Before he got in the meeting and started stunting, because they were all in the meeting. Billy, Lily, Devon, Jill, Nate. Because Jill called the meeting to tell all of them that she's considering taking Chancellor Winters public. That's what the meeting was
Uh-oh.
about.
Now is this what Devon want? Because what's
No,
the purpose of
no, it is not. Because here's the thing. After the whole thing happened with Nate, Devon and Lily were talking, and she was telling Devon how she wants them to, be working together on this as the company goes into this new bright future with the company going public. And Devon said, Lily, are you seriously considering that? She's like, yes, of course I am. And I'm like, see, this is why you can't work with your family. You didn't mix Devon. You didn't got your damn company mixed up with your sister, letting her blow your fucking head up
you
about this
see?
goddamn
And
merger.
that's not
And
her
not Jill.
company. That's
Exactly.
not her company. And you see, when they opened up Winters, it was supposed to have been a family thing. That's exactly why Neil got from Victor. Because he's wanted
Hmm.
something for himself and his family and his children. Now he didn't went over there and let Lily talk him into merging his company with Jill's company. She just worked there. That's not her company.
She could be
That's
out there see
Jill's
whatever you
company.
want her to.
And now Jill want to take the company public, and Winters is tied into that. And
Yes, it
Devon
is.
is, you see. I told you that
This was
right before
always
I
gonna
stopped
be a
watching it.
mistake.
I said that. I said Devon is making the biggest mistake of
Yes, he
his
is.
life.
So now he didn't tell Lily that he's not in support of this going public thing, but you could tell from how Devon asked her, so Lily, you're behind this going public idea. You could tell Devon is not feeling it. He's not
Okay.
feeling it at all. So on top of that, Then you have Nate with this bullshit. Nate was trying to set them up to do this musical festival thing, and he got
Mhm.
upset because Devon was not on it. And Lily basically deferred to Devon and was like, "Well, it's something we could, look into, but it's not now. It's not the right time." So the problem is this: Nate sat down with Elena before all of this even went down in this meeting. And Elena told him, Nate, I'm going to tell you point blank. This is not going to go how you want it to go. Devon is not going to react like how you think he's going to react. Even if Lily and Jill are down for this and Devon has a problem with it, it's going to still be a problem because Devon is still his own boss at the end of the day. He has a merged company, but he don't answer the Jill ass and he don't answer the Lily either. So Devon, Nate went into that meeting thinking if he could get them to agree with them, Devon would be forced to admit that that Nate knows what he's doing. It didn't go like
Guys,
that. And then when he
no,
went, and so
girl.
then he was at society drowning his fucking troubles in whiskey, telling Elena about this. I'm like, Nate, Elena told you before you went into a meeting that none of this shit was gonna work. And you did it anyway. And now you looking her up in the face like, Lily, how could like Elena, why aren't you being more supportive of what I'm saying? And she's like, I told you this wasn't gonna work. And you wanted to do you. Okay. So I'm trying to see, but now it looked like Nate is about to do some backhanded bullshit. And it may end up at the end of the day that he will get that ass whooping he got coming. And it may not even be just from Devon. I think
I'm
he
gonna
might do
have to.
something bad enough to let Lily or Billy to go whoop his ass.
I want to see it because I want to know what Devon is gonna do if he allows his company to go public. He's a fool.
Yes, he is. He
He's a
was a fool to
fool.
get involved in this
He
from Jump
was
Street.
he's from the beginning, darling. I hated that. And so I want to know what he's gonna do. He better not. Is it let me ask you this. Is it any way he can take pool winners out and go back by this business?
I don't know because it's a merge. They are merged, but they each run their individual companies. Where he's still running things at Winners and she's still running things at Chancellor, and they are merged together. So I don't know how they would disentangle it because at this point the familiar relationships are already screwed up as far as Nate being pissed off at all of them and whatever Nate's getting ready to do, and I think it probably has something to do with him now knowing that Chancellor Winters is planning to go public before anybody else is, but he about to do something really sketchy, something that's going to be a problem. So I don't know, but I don't know if there's a way for Devon to take them off the table because he the one who signed up for this bullshit.
Listening to Lily.
Listening to Lily, listening to your sister.
Well, we gonna have to end on that because it's 9 o'clock and I let the time get away from me. But y'all
Oh,
almost
sure
got
is.
me interested again, but I'm not interested enough to watch again tomorrow.
No, don't worry. I'll give y'all. I'm not going. Well, first of all, I'm not going. Put y'all in the position of having to make yourself suffer through that. I'm watching it pretty much on a regular basis because one, I am invested in how this thing with Adam and Sally ends up at the
Oh,
end of the day.
gross.
So I am invested in them as a couple, and I'm hoping that Nick's he whore ways don't completely sabotage the entire possibility. So I'll keep y'all up to date with with
Thank
with
you.
what
Keep
with
me
what
posted.
with what it is that Nate has done, and if that ass whooping is to be delivered or to be determined.
Yeah, let me know when that insider trading kick off because he gonna get some of that and then he gonna get that ass whipping. And
Yes, ma'am.
that's about the only thing I'm interested in is just seeing him get his ass beat. So I guess that's it for me.
That's a shame. Poor
That's
Nate.
saying
He
something. You
already can't do surgery no more, darling. Bubbles.
and
I
that's
mean, the
the
man didn't
problem.
have. That's his livelihood gone already. We still want him to get beat up.
I
Consequence
mean,
of your actions when you sleep with your cousin's woman and he finds out you go this the consequences of your actions. He should have ducked. Move
I
forward.
tell you this much. That is a kick in the ass. 50 years on the air, and the only show story that some people care about is whether or not Nate gonna get his ass whooped.
They ain't me nothing else to care about till they get sharing. Listen, if they
That's a
decide to
shame.
start in December, this thing with Nick and Sally is just a quick fling, and Nick somehow comes to his senses and is able to reunite with Sharon by their anniversary next year, then it would be worth it. But I don't see it.
I hope
Nah,
Shelly don't get pregnant, and I'm gonna leave on that note,
they
guys.
been girl. Perish the thought. Good night, y'all. Good
Good
night. Okay.
night, ladies. Good night, everyone on
Have a
Good
good night,
night,
YouTube.
everyone.
y'all.
Good night, everybody on YouTube. Thanks for joining us.
See
Thank
you
you
tomorrow.
guys.